the
Gotcha.
difference between the person who starts their own business when they're 22 and a person who starts their own business when they're 25, I mean, excuse me, when they're 52, is the wisdom behind it,
Mm,
the wisdom and the experience.
okay. Yeah.
And so that makes you more marketable, that makes you more valuable, and that makes, because you've had this experience for so long, that makes your work more, just like everything's going to be better. Like it's going to
You're
be
bringing
better.
more to the table. You're bringing more to
Yes,
the table.
yes.
Okay.
So and when you're a young person who is starting a business and you look up and find a mentor who can help you find a way,
Hmm. Yeah.
that's amazing. And even in 52, you can make so much money helping one person, two people, 10 people find their way.
Right.
Because if they can trust your word and they can grow, you become almost like a preacher to them.
Mm.
And you know how loyal people are to their pastors. And they don't make no money from church.
Yeah. Hey, gorgeous. So, today we are talking about preparing for retirement in midlife, but we're going to come from a different perspective, not starting with money or timelines, but with identity, self trust, and what actually shapes a meaningful next chapter. So, today I'm joined by Vickiey Colzie, founder of Authors Academy. And she helped me write my book, 30 Years and Counting. But she helps people approach retirement using storytelling as a tool for growth and longevity. And together, we are going to explore how reconnecting with yourself, recognizing the value of your lived experience, and sharing your story can support both personal clarity and financial stability in midlife. But before we get started, I have one huge favor to ask. If you find any value or enjoy the content, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and this helps you to push this content out to other folks who might need to hear this. So thank you. I truly appreciate your support. Oh, and also you can find me on Spotify. So thank you. I appreciate your support. Okay, let's bring on Vickiey and let's get this conversation started. Hey, Vickiey girl, how you doing?
Hey, Angela, I am doing so well. I'm doing wonderful.
All
I'm so
right.
excited to talk to you.
I know it's been a while. We haven't chatted in a while, so it's this is going to be a nice catch up, and I'm gonna get to hear what you're doing now because you're a lady with many jobs,
Woo!
many jobs.
I We're gonna break that down in this discussion because I've never had a job successfully, but I've been myself amazingly. Let's say that.
I mean, 'cause you work, like I said, you every time when we do talk, you say, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. So you are
Self
definitely
motivated.
entrepreneur, self-motivated and definitely an entrepreneur. So we're going to get this conversation started. And first though, tell folks about you and your academy and yeah, what you doing, lady? What you doing?
Okay, well, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Victoria Colzie, and I am the founder of what is now known as Victoria's Trainings. And Victoria's Trainings helps people find true happiness by their definition, straight up. Like you're going to identify happiness for yourself, and you're going to cultivate that happiness, and you're going to live that happy life. Why? Because the problem in the world today is everybody's angry, right? I mean,
Right.
the
Right.
older they get, the more disappointments,
Yeah.
everything. Ah, ugh, ugh. You get the angry, bitter black woman. Everybody is going to hell. You know, you don't want to be that way.
No.
So I help people heal, find restoration, and walk in their purpose, walk in their light, and walk in empowerment. And I was when I was working with you, helping doing the publishing of your book and everything, 30 years in counting, I was building. We met as accountability partners, and I was building
Right.
because I was in a place of unknowing, uncertainty, which actually puts me right at the neck of people who get into retirement and they're like, "Oh, what to do?"
Right.
I I needed to find a place to give me a sense of meaning and not inhibit and stifle my work. So when I was working with you, I was like, okay, I'm going to teach people to be able to write books, publish books without royalties because I want to free my people from having to worry about somebody taking their money. Get your hands out of my pockets.
Right.
Remember, I want their hands out your pockets.
Yeah.
But then creator allowed me to heal more in my
Mm.
mind. And it was
Okay.
like, okay, I don't want to stay stuck in the victimhood mentality, even though I love helping people in that point get to victorious mind. But that's not where I want to be because that's not the energy I want to carry forever. So, God, where is my next step? What's restoration for me?
Right.
And the creator just brought me, he was like, what you been doing before you got hurt? Well,
Mm.
I was helping professionals find a way to be free from the man. I did not know this, but ever since I was 14 years old, I was an assistant to some type of entrepreneur who
Mhm.
was trying to find their way to make multiple streams of income or at least one stream of income that wasn't dependent on somebody else, like
Mm.
hiring them or giving them an opportunity. So
Mhm.
I'm like, well, that must be what I'm great at. Yes, we'll put it in a course and do it. You already know how. So what took me one time to do 2 years for just Victoria's Training's trauma recovery, it took
Mhm.
me 4 days to do free retirement. I
Okay.
turned yeah, I turned the what I know as an entrepreneur to into a course to be able to combine the Authors Academy, Victorious
Mhm.
Entrepreneurship is where I teach you to build a business from the ground up. I took that, put it all
Oh,
together, and I'm like,
okay.
let's teach people how to retire.
Okay. So when you work with clients approaching retirement, where do you usually start before talking about the money or the plan? So walk us through that.
Their unhappiness, their bitterness, their disgust with the world, their disgust and disappointment with the business world. They can't elevate,
Okay.
especially as people of color, you get to a place where there's an invisible ceiling.
Right.
And even though there's places up there, they're not welcoming you, and you've reached your cap.
Right.
And the crazy part about it is, we, as employees, you don't know that they need you in that place for their money to continue to grow.
Right.
They need somebody reliable and hungry, and if they took that job from you, it would mean you lost your life. So they need somebody in that mentality for their
Mm.
business to continue.
Right. Right. That's very true.
But you're unhappy.
Mhm.
You're not making 1% of what they're making.
Right.
That's
Right.
where we start.
That's what
What do you give to the company that makes them keep you but won't let them elevate you? What is
Oh.
it that you have inside you
Mhm.
that can benefit you if you looked at it in a different perspective?
Okay. So what do you think what step is often skipped or overlooked?
Identity, just like you said it, because everybody's focused on money. So
Mm.
they even invest in retirement the wrong way. Most people's in retirements, and I got to learn this because I did end up getting the job with into it. And I'm like, yeah, I know what it means now. But most people retirement plans is based upon a stock.
Mhm. Right.
And it's based upon the performance of that business,
Right.
whether you can retire without worry.
Mhm.
I have a problem with putting my security in other people's hands,
Mhm.
especially living in America, where in my lifetime I've seen corporations be at the top of the game and fall out of existence altogether. Like, think about, I'm an 80s baby and I'm alive today. So Toys R Us, that's a big letdown.
Right.
What? I can't never be a Toys R Us kid when I'm an adult because there's no Toys R Us. What? So
Exactly.
seeing the fact that not even that's just a small funny part. Like, remember 99, 2000, and how all the adults started acting like crazy, like the world was finna end and
Right.
everything.
Yeah.
That put my mind into suggest, like, I can't trust these adults. So these adults have the stocks. How can I
Yeah.
trust my and then the social security thing, and retirement just went up. You can't
Right.
retire. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so you put your money into uncertainty thinking that you're going to be secure.
Right.
Instead of looking at who you are, what you have to offer, and how you can offer that to as many people as possible with the least effort. Because when you get older, you start to hurt. I am learning this. You, I think for certain jobs, there's a cap because your body can't do it.
Right. No,
So
you're
you
absolutely
need
right.
to learn how to be able to be relevant in your industry,
Mhm.
even if you retire.
Okay.
So it's certain things like mindset of I have to know who I am so I can go to the next chapter in success.
Okay. Okay. So this kind of ties into my next question then. Why is reconnecting with yourself such an important foundation when preparing for retirement?
Successful employed people have been programmed to forget themselves and perform for the operation and function for others at the neglect and disregard for yourself.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
I get it, but there comes a time at your age where your wisdom should be what what you profit and benefit off of because your body is not the same.
Okay.
If you get to know who you are, you get to know what you know. You get to know how your mind processes things and what makes you unique, what
Hmm.
makes you marketable, and what makes you a walking enterprise.
Mm. Okay.
And when you see yourself as a walking enterprise, then when somebody says multiple streams of income, it doesn't seem impossible.
Mm.
But I'm going to ask you, working your job, did you ever see yourself becoming a millionaire?
No.
But doing what you do now, having doors open to you now, do you
Mhm.
see it more possible becoming a millionaire?
Yes.
That-
And it's
when
that, and I have to say, even with that, um, I'm enjoying this process way more than I enjoyed the learning of my job or the process of learning my job when I was in corporate America. So to me, this has been way more exciting and way more fun because I'm like folks say, I feel like I am doing what I was meant to do all these years. It just took me until 50 plus to realize what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yes, and this is when I was working with you and we would have our coaching sessions, and I'm like, you don't even understand. You're the woman that a lot of women or ladies, young girls want to be. We just don't know how because we never had that example.
Right. Right.
Being an example, being true to yourself, you
Mhm.
can't do that if you don't know yourself. You can't do
True.
that if you don't. You can be true to a commitment.
Mm.
You can show up to a job. Like when you show up to a job, that job is not you, but you showed up every day. You put on this persona, you put on their their dress code, everything. You talk the way they want. You got your work voice and hi, how are
Right.
you?
Right.
And then when you get home, you talk like this.
Yes. Yes.
We have been taught to deny ourselves the freedom, not just since you got that good old job, but since you got was in school preparing to get that job. You
Right.
were being taught to deny yourself. Now
Mm,
that helps you be successful in the corporate world.
right.
However, the person that made that business for you to have a job in the corporate world denied themselves and probably didn't finish high school.
Mm,
Excuse me, they did not deny themselves. They accepted themselves. They rebelled against the pressures of denial and walked in their own paths.
gotcha.
The
Gotcha.
difference between the person who starts their own business when they're 22 and a person who starts their own business when they're 25, I mean, excuse me, when they're 52, is the wisdom behind it,
Mm,
the wisdom and the experience.
okay. Yeah.
And so that makes you more marketable, that makes you more valuable, and that makes, because you've had this experience for so long, that makes your work more, just like everything's going to be better.
Yeah.
Like it's going to
You're
be
bringing
better.
more to the table. You're bringing more to
Yes,
the table.
yes.
Okay.
So, and when you're a young person who is starting a business and you look up and find a mentor who can help you find a way,
Hmm. Yeah.
that's amazing. And even in 52, you can make so much money helping one person, two people, 10 people find their way.
Right.
Because if they can trust your word and they can grow, you become almost like a preacher to them.
Mm,
And you know how loyal people are to their pastors.
okay.
And they don't make no money from church.
Yeah.
They give money. And I'm gonna stop there because that's a whole
That's a whole
nother
nother
podcast.
topic. We're
Ooh,
not
'cause
going there.
let's put it this way: the church is a stock, and when you invest in it, that's another thing that's uncertain. But yeah, that's a whole.
We're not gonna go there.
We're not gonna go there. But yeah, when you this world that I'm talking about building, and when you do free retirement, because that's what I call it, free retirement, where you're free, you're happy, you're doing the things that you want to do, and you're staying relevant in the world. You want to
Yeah.
be there. So when you're doing this free retirement thing, your investment is yourself because you believe in yourself. You took your time. You created a business from yourself that will help the future generations find their paths easier and be able to be better, provide a better service,
Hmm.
and you're still getting money in your pocket and you
Yeah.
having freedom and time to do it.
Yes. I like that. I like that. So, how do you help clients see the value in their experiences and lifestyle when they've never looked at it that way before?
Okay, so this is the basic way, the way you can do it at home. Look at your resume,
Mhm.
all the skills, all the achievements and the awards that you cultivated throughout your life. List them as features of business or features or functionings of what you can offer as an independent contractor.
Okay.
And see what business or what small business or what entrepreneur can use that. You have a lot of people around you who wanted to start businesses or who are doing businesses, and we don't necessarily think maybe my expertise can make their business better. We have a lot of people, especially in our community, we talk trash about our people next to us trying to do something, but we're
Mm,
sitting on a wealth of wisdom that if we turn that trash talking into constructive criticism and offered it to that person with a little bit of assistance,
right.
that person can provide a business that you can be proud of. You might even be able to get what you want happily.
Okay.
So it's one of those types of things. Is when I look at myself on paper, what do I see?
Okay.
And after you've done that, you get to talk to somebody like me who has spiritual gifts and understanding of seeing people in a light they don't see themselves in.
Okay.
I see the best in people, whether they believe it or not. I don't know why. That's what gets me in a lot of trouble with a lot of interactions, because some people don't believe that they're at the level that their spirit really is.
Mm. Okay.
So when I talk to people and I joke and I gesture, and you know that I'm be like, "All right, Wonder Woman," you like whatever, but really, are you not? What did they call you? One of the most influential woman
Oh yeah.
award or title?
One of yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you influence me. If you can influence me, yeah, honey, you strong and powerful. But when we first started working together, there was question. There's like, okay, I'm just this person, and I just want to do this. But no, it's not just that. And that's something everybody needs. An
Right.
encouraging person in their life to say, no, you're not just anything.
Yes. Right.
You are this. And when you have that type of support in your life and that type of mindset, and you're receiving those words instead of the negative words that keep people stuck in traditional retirement and sadness.
Right.
You got to retire. Ugh. When you have that type of positive affirmations in your life, you're going to be able to build a self esteem and confidence that will allow you to approach life in a different way.
Mm. Okay. Okay. So with that, what usually is the hardest part for folks to see or accept what you're trying to offer them?
The truth about themselves.
Okay.
It's so sad. People will
That is
believe the
hard.
worst of themselves. Yes. The
Yeah, it
people
is
will
hard.
believe the worst of themselves before they believe the best of themselves, but then they'll try to sell themselves like they the best thing in the world when they go to an interview. But if I say you I could say, ma'am, I could see you speaking to a room full of 50 million women, or a stadium of 50 million women about this topic, and every one of them will have a book in their hand, and their lives will change, and their children will have better lives because of what you wrote in this book,
Mhm.
because they know how to keep a man, they know how to keep their man, they know how to keep their baby daddy, they know how to they because you taught them how to communicate.
Right.
You would have laughed me out the come on.
Yeah.
Because who am I? I'm just a little, most of my life I've been just what this little girl talking about. What this little girl, she don't know what she talking about. She ain't been here but a minute. Of course I ain't been here but a minute, but the spirit that's in me has been here forever. And
Okay.
I am so in tune with myself that I've been in tune with the spirit that created me. So I can identify with your spirit and the purpose of your
Mhm.
spirit without worrying about your outward manifestations, because your mind just needs to be enlightened on who you truly are in the spirit. It's spiritual.
Okay. Gone back.
It's so spiritual.
Okay, Miss Victoria, you over here preaching. Okay. I feel like I'm in church right now. You over here preaching.
Believe it or not, I was ordained a minister. That was really, I was a kid ordained to be a pastor all that long time ago. But the spirit is,
Mhm.
I'm spiritual. And that's usual. That's why it works, because it's not me. I can actually feel when I change. Like when the spirit starts to, I feel that when it changes, because then it's like, okay, she not talking like no little girl no more. I'm not
Right.
feeling like a little girl. I'm feeling spiritual. And when you really walk in your purpose, and when you really identify who you are, and this is what I offer in the classes, it's like a there are activities to truly identify who you are in the spirit,
Oh,
what your spiritual purpose is. And it's not like laying hands or anything. It's just asking questions and you truly answering them. You
Oh.
truly understanding what you've been doing accidentally for so long that
Hmm.
you forgot. You do it and you
Right.
can turn it into a business or a service and make a lot of money because it's people that's making a lot of money doing what you do for free all the time.
Right. Right.
If everybody come to your house for Thanksgiving for the past 20 years, why you ain't cooking Thanksgiving dinners and serving them, and why you ain't thinking about getting the directions to figure out how to make you a restaurant or something? Make some money off what people drain your energy with, because we
I like
really
that. I
gotta
like that.
understand.
Say that. Let
I,
me say that again. Make some
Make
money.
some money where people are draining your energy, because it's unfair for your spirit to give, and you never receive. When you
Right.
cook, you putting some energy in it,
Right.
whether it be bad or good.
Right. Right.
Understand how you can profit.
Okay. So, what fears tend to come up for people when they start thinking about monetizing their experiences or expertise later in life?
Nobody care.
Yeah. Right.
Let's
I don't
see.
have
I'm not a
anything
business
valuable to
owner.
say.
Yeah. Nobody want to know. Don't nobody care what I got to say. Like that devaluing sense
Yeah.
of self is the biggest obstacle. I'm going to be very, very blunt. Biggest my mother is my target audience, but she is also the person who fights me the most.
Okay.
I don't want to do it. And she's retired and went back to food service. I'm talking from experience, okay? I see my mother retire in 2024,
Yeah.
happy to get the stresses off of her head. I
Hmm.
said, well, Mom, you've been in food service for almost 30 years. Why don't you teach people how to pass inspections in their business, in their restaurant businesses, so we won't have restaurants closing down?
Yeah.
I can help you put it together. We can go to Atlanta while all the big restaurants is closing down. We can make a killing. No offense to Atlanta. I just seen what I saw. And I seen what I saw. And I went through this stuff, and she was like, well, Vickiey, I just don't have the confidence to do. I don't think I could just do it. It's just me being able to do it. However, this is why life goes in circles, and you have to say, I'm going to do this now, because now is the time for me to succeed. My mother used to write poetry when I was like before I was even born, right? She
Hmm.
told me no in the business aspect, right? After she told me no for doing the business, she started writing poetry again. She called me and said, Vickiey, I just finished my poetry book. I'm ready to do my publishing thing. 40 years it took her to get back to what she truly loved, writing poetry.
Yeah.
Do I love my mother, but I believe that we have parents to teach us from their mistakes as well as their achievements. One thing I learned was, don't hesitate on what is now. What you feel to do right now within your soul. Don't wait for somebody's permission or somebody accepting you. Just do it, because once you start walking, and that's what walking out in faith is. Once you start doing that because you believe in it so much,
Hmm.
you will see doors opening for you that never were open because you were not on that frequency, or you weren't on that
Right.
level of action.
Right.
You
And
weren't
the
knocking.
frequency, what you said, energy and frequency is so
Mm-hmm.
important. And I don't think we really take that into consideration enough, that your energy and what you're saying and how you're walking not in your purpose has a huge impact on what's going to manifest and what's not going to manifest. So, yeah.
I just want to say this. I believe that there's a lot of people that were in the 90s that passed away not walking in their purpose, that would have made this 2000s and better, a greater generation, a greater America.
Mm,
Certain things that's went down, we wouldn't even have to worry about if people weren't drinking and clubbing and partying so much and living in this
yeah.
whatever lifestyle.
Right.
Like they did, people, the generation, like the working active people in the 90s, and it's a lot of the people that's listening, and I respect you all because I get it that like y'all worked and made these got these jobs that nobody you walked into opportunity. However, you were detached from yourself, so
Mm,
you could not see the opportunity to make business like the people in the slave days. Weirdly, in Jim Crow times, they were making businesses, having inventions out of necessity and clear mindedness. Like,
right.
oh my God, I'm tired of doing this. Weirdly, if you invent something and have people using it, you can retire.
Right.
If
Right.
you get what I'm saying, like
Right.
if you don't live the good life so much, you can find the necessity that will create your fortune. Not saying you got to suffer and struggle, but get out of the mental fog of
Mm,
black folks made it because we ain't make nothing yet. If we are still being looked at the bottom of the pole of the totem pole, and that means after immigrants, like after people who ain't never paid a tax, but you pay all the tax and you still being not even recognized,
right. Right.
we're doing the wrong thing. We're not honing in on our purposes, honing in on the possibilities that the ancestors truly wanted. Well, if they could make cotton gins and Murphy beds, what were we supposed to be making?
Right.
And that's where I want us as a people, not just us black people, but as a whole, get to yourself so you don't get caught up in the mental fog that we're being boggled in. That's why we're not functioning. It's a mental fog.
It's a mental fog. I agree. I agree. So, as a coach, how do you help clients trust where they already have, what they already have, I should say, instead of feeling like they need to reinvent themselves? Because that's a big thing. At my age, it's not about reinventing, because that it's almost like tearing down and then starting all over again, but more innovation or what's another word I'm looking for? Um, there's a word on the tip of my tongue and I can't think of it right now. But instead of just feeling like we need to reinvent ourselves at this age. So, how do you help your clients trust what they are already have instead of feeling like they need to reinvent themselves?
I ask the most, and people are gonna say there's no such thing as a stupid question. I ask stupid questions to show how smart people are, so they can hear it out of their mouth.
And that's the one
Sometimes,
thing I have to admit, when we were working together, and this
mm-hmm,
talks about what exactly what you're saying. When we were working together, and I would tell Pierre, I said, she asks some of the most interesting and thought-provoking questions that I would have never thought of. And they weren't complicated questions. They weren't questions where I had to go, but it made me think. It really made me think and have to dig a little deeper to answer that question or to make me think of something or how I wanted to write something in a different light. So that is true. You do ask and I'm not going to call them stupid because they weren't stupid questions, but they were the simplest questions. But the questions were like, I never thought of it in that manner. I'm sorry,
yes.
go ahead. I just had to put
No,
that in there.
that is. Thank you for correcting it because the reason why I use the word stupid was because I have the definition of stupid in my head, knowing you know something but doing something opposite, or knowing you're not supposed to do this but you're doing it anyway. So that's in my brain. So when I ask these questions, they are meant to get the wheels working. Well, if this is supposed to be this and that's supposed to be that and that's not supposed to be that way and that's supposed to be going this way,
Mm-hmm.
how can I work to make it? This gets your wheels working, gets your creative juices flowing. This gets you asking yourself questions. Then yourself got to ask the universe questions, and the universe talks back to you, honey, whether you know it or not.
Right.
You got to start asking the right questions to the universe so you can start getting the right answers. Don't ask how am I gonna get this money or how I'm going to no well you can't ask how is this gonna happen, but the better question is what can I do to successfully and happily achieve this goal?
Mm.
Then the universe will show a door that's gonna
Starts
open to
opening. Yeah. Yeah. That's
you.
true.
There are levels of questions. So if I know you are at a state of confusion or uncertainty about the future, it is not my job to come in as a condescending voice to you and tell you what you know you have to do, because that is reinventing you, and that's what your job did. Your job reinvented you to be able to have the personality, the actions, talk, and da 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 da, even the way you go to sleep and wake up. Your job made you do that.
Okay.
Remember, you got to make your own schedule. There's a section in there where I'm like, well, what would you do when you wake up? Remember when we first started. I was like, look
You
at your
did. Yeah.
schedule.
What would you do? Yeah, you did.
Look at your schedule. See what time do you own. Identify how much time of you got that God gave you that you are giving to others
Right.
and
Right.
you are not giving to yourself, and see how much time you can reclaim for yourself and start focusing on your building yourself, because the time for this for free retirement is not after you retire, it's preparing before you retire. So you have to understand how to take little times and sections of your like little sections of time that you have
Yeah.
to build
Right.
yourself, build your, find yourself, do the meditations, take time to answer the intriguing questions or the thought provoking questions. Thank you. The interesting questions that I ask so that you can not reinvent yourself, but you can express yourself at a higher level, at a higher vibration. So people who truly are looking for what you have to offer can hear you.
Right. Right.
It,
Okay.
it's simple. That's how we start. And then when you answer the questions,
Right. Right.
that's what we build on. I There is no reinvention. There is getting in the bag and seeing what's in there and
Mhm.
what can we do with it. You
Right. Right. So what helps people shift from self-doubt to self-trust?
hmm. Now, this is one of those complicated questions because there is a thing that entrepreneurs deal with, business owners deal with, even authors can deal with this. And you got to shake it off. You have to know, like when they say stand on business, that means they stand on what they do. They know how they function. I'm standing on this. And I know the little boy said it because he was standing on his foolishness. But you is not that little boy. You is a person who has been in this business field and you have proven yourself. And one of the biggest or the exercises that I love that I have a lot of people, well, that I have people do even before I started free tire, just the barbecue man, smoking good meats, Jackson, God bless his soul. I made him build a corner where he
Mhm.
put all of his awards. For I don't care whether it was he had the football trophy from, the Pee Wee, for
Right.
all of your awards, put it in the corner.
Mhm.
Look at them. And the issue, the word is called imposter syndrome. The
Mhm.
words
Right,
it slipped my
right,
brain, but the imposter syndrome, that's what the technical word is called. And what
right.
you do is you build a corner of your home or something, and you go to that corner and you say, this is what I've done, this is who I am, this is what I've done, this is what I do, and there is no questions about it. If
Right.
you truthfully won those or achieve those accomplishments, then that's what you bring to the table. Stand on that,
Stand on that.
because the future is full of uncertainty. You don't even know if you're going to be here in the next 5 minutes. But what you can stand on is the good that you do. And I would suggest, if you haven't won a lot of awards, but you're just a good hearted person that took care of your grandma, your great grandma, and your great aunties, and you made sure the family didn't have to die alone, write that,
Yeah.
because that means that you are a person who can have you can have a whole business for elderly caretaking.
Mhm.
People look at just the simple things as nothing,
Right. Right.
and that is the problem. In all things give thanks. All things, think about the benefits of it and
Yeah.
how good it is to people. And when you do something that can make somebody achieve something so great, you can put a price tag of whatever you want on it.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, that's just the truth.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes sense. We do forget, especially as we get older, we look at our accomplishments as not really significant, or we're so hyper focused on what we may have. We started something and didn't finish it, or we put it on, we put it on the shelf because we had, life that came hurling towards us and we had things to take care of, and we forget all of our accomplishments and all of our goals that we have achieved, and we look at those as okay, it wasn't that big of a deal. And I think a lot of times we tie those accomplishments and goals to, well, I didn't, we tie it almost like we tie it to money. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't make a lot of money, then you're not really accomplished. And we forget that we have so much that we have done. And that makes a lot of sense. Writing it down, putting it on the shelf, showing our accomplishments. And that's just for us as that individual to look at it and say, I really have done a lot in my however many years, you're looking back on. So that makes a lot of sense. So let's talk about, and I know you said, so do you still have Authors Academy, or is that rolled up into your other business?
Absolutely. No, absolutely.
Okay, okay.
It
So
is. Actually, the website has evolved to where everything is available.
nice. Okay, okay. So what is Authors Academy, and then why did you create it?
Okay, Authors Academy is a royalty-free self-publishing or publishing a company where either I can publish your book or you can do self-publishing. I teach either way. But like I was saying, it is a support system. It started out because before I wasn't doing it online. I was meeting the persons and doing it. So evolution has happened. Now you can just come to victorioustrainings.com and do the Authors Academy, sign up and follow the steps. And before Chat GPT and before all of the evolutions of things where you can get your book cover made like
Right,
boom and da da da, it used to take a year. You was in the program where I was like, it took a year.
right,
Now I can teach people how to have their work copyrighted, even using the AI and all of that other kind of stuff. Having your work actually completed and published within the matter of 3 to 6 months, and being able to take that book, sell it, turn it into a course, turn it into a business, turn it into your life's work
right.
without having to worry about my royalties. Just pay me what I ask, and don't worry. And after that, you go
After that's
forward. Do
all
what
yours,
you got to
right,
do.
right.
Yeah, do you, because what I was a young girl watching Cadillac Records, and I can't operate like the man.
Right.
If I want to be from this away or free from the system, I have to implement something different. And I can't worry about profits more than the production and the goal. And this is what makes me feel good as a person. Being able to say, I have a library of specifically Black authors who can teach you how to make your family and your neighborhood grow. I can promote these people and know that I'm doing good for the community and know that I'm building people's mindset up. And I don't just take everybody and I don't just publish every book. You don't even have to necessarily be Black, but you do have to have a book of purpose.
Mm,
Your book has to teach people to be a step better, do something greater, help them understand how to grow within their mind. And that is the reason why I don't want royalties, because I want people's lives changed more than I want to have my hands in your pocket.
right.
Just pay me what I need. And the more people come, the more people, you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm worried. I
Exactly.
want to get people published and the world changing, because if you understand the dispensation, everything is changing in this world.
Right.
And we have to find, you have to create a place of safety, a
Exactly.
sanctuary where people are of mind. Like you can go and express yourself and don't worry about being exploited for it and be poor and somebody else is making $1 million. I
Right.
feel like one day if you make enough, if you feel like it, you can sew back into me because hey, she helping me and never ask me for nothing else. If you want to, you can. If you don't, I don't care. It's love no matter what. But
Right.
that's what Authors Academy is. One of those things where it's like it's a sanctuary for creativity.
Okay. Yeah. No, and I'm honored that I was one of your first to go through the Authors Academy because it was an eye opening
Yes,
experience.
you are my online first. Yes, ma'am.
It was an eye opening experience, and it really helped me. Like I said, your questions and the way you moved me through the process of writing my book was very it was very, I would say, very powerful because it helped me really think and dig deep into how I wanted this story, me and my husband's story to play out. So it's good. I mean, I suggest anybody who is interested in writing a book to definitely go through the Authors Academy. So, I mean, I know it's changed, it's evolved since its inception, but you know, I say check it out. So, why is sharing one story such a powerful tool, especially in midlife, for the person and for the people that happen to read the book or listen to the story?
I grew up in an era where there wasn't a lot of parental guidance.
Yeah.
And not knowing what not knowing what I needed to know hurt me. And if you listen to the chatter amongst your age group about the younger, they don't know,
Yeah.
they still living in there, because we had little or no parental guidance when we were young. And we, just like you, have to come into a awareness of truth. However, we don't have parental guidance. So for the people who are wise in their age and are upset about the way the world is, the most powerful and positive thing you can do is create a lesson plan to
Mm.
teach what
Hmm.
you know, or write it in a book, express it in a book, teach how to live up to a standard.
Hmm.
Because you're yelling and saying, "Oh, well, you making us disappointed." Yeah,
Right.
I don't know how to do that because I never saw that. I saw 5 divorces before I turned 20. I never seen a successful marriage. Figured that out right quick. Oh, wait a minute. Creator actually put Miss Angela Parker in my life for me to help tell her story. Now I know how to communicate better when I meet someone, so I don't have to worry about wasting time because I didn't ask the right questions,
Right.
or I didn't say how I felt, so I ruined the relationship.
Right.
Meeting you, helping work with you, tell your story, help me become better and have hope for a relationship. You meeting me taught you how you can take a book, a concept, and then still take and turn it into something else and grow. Turn it into something else and grow.
Right. Right.
So we both, our interactions helped us grow exponentially in a way where we couldn't learn this in a school.
Right.
You
Nope.
we have to become, yeah, we have to become personable even if we're online.
Yeah. Right.
And
Okay.
that's why being able to formulate your story in middle age is so important, because we're looking for answers, but we're not looking for judgment. And
Right.
even in the generations above us, you got the latchkey generation or whatever, like
That's
that
me.
right above.
That's yeah. Gen X.
Yeah,
Yeah. With latchkey.
yeah, you got that, and then the generation above you guys, there's a disconnect when it comes to communication. They want to
Right.
take, they want you to take care of them, but they don't want you to express yourself.
Right.
You,
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying?
I get you. Yeah.
So what I want to do and what I believe is happening is the more people in the latchkey generations that are telling their truths and telling how they overcame things, or even just expressing
Yeah.
lessons that they learned in the corporate world and seeing how they can be more helpful in the entrepreneurial world, that
Right.
makes the world a better place. Money flows in communities that it did not.
Right. And even some of those lessons, like even with you mentioned your mom and poetry, and even
Hmm.
lessons can be learned from poetry. So it doesn't always have to be in a specific type of method that you're expressing or teaching others. It can be whatever way you know that you enjoy most. However, whatever
Absolutely.
method. It doesn't have to be one certain type of method to get your knowledge and the wisdom out there. So that's one thing we have to remember. So, any last parting words, anything you want to leave people with before we head on out of here? And I will have her information in the description below. So, but you can also give out your website information as well. Love.
Uh, Okay, well, first of all, I want to say I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I am proud of you. Every time I think of you, I just like, oh my gosh, I'm proud of you because you are amazing.
Oh,
And
thank you.
you're welcome. I also want to say, please believe in yourself, not just you, just everybody. Believe in the power of you.
Mm.
Once you start believing in the power of you, not just out of greed or what you can do in a low vibration, but believe in the power of the higher level of you.
Mm.
That you can sit down and write a book and change the world. Because I'm going to tell you, I started my multiple streams of income from a speech. I turned it into a book, I turned it into a course,
Mhm.
I turned it into something that will last and employ people long beyond my lifetime.
Right.
Do start from a poem, start from a cartoon, start
Right.
where you are,
Mm-hmm.
believe in it, and keep going. And ask the universe, ask Creator the right questions. What
Right.
can I do to make this next chapter the best chapter ever? And
Exactly.
stay open, and you will enjoy it. But come to
Amen.
my classes, free time it, because I'm building. I'm building right now. I'm building 100. I'm building a mastermind group of 150 retiree ready people or retire ready people. I
Mm.
am building, and we're going to do business launches together. I'm going to teach people, like, yes, where we
Okay.
actually support each other. That group, my first mastermind group, we are going to support each other, we are going to invest in each other, and we are going to support the soft launches of businesses. So
Nice. Okay.
yes, free tire, Victorious Trainings / free tire. The little free
Okay.
R, I mean
Free
free
tire.
tire,
Okay, I like
free
that.
tire.
Free tire.
Yes, free tires. Sign up. I am starting excuse me, May 1st, because that's after tax season. I am starting May 1st. We are going to start free tire, 150 retire ready people to be
Okay.
able to start their business and launch it with the support of our mastermind group. So I'm
Okay.
excited
And
for this.
that's on your website because I'll
Yes,
put the website.
Victorious Training. Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. I'll put that information in the description below. So, all
Thank
right,
you.
everyone. So, Victoria, thank you so much for joining me. This has been amazing. It's been a
You're
while
welcome.
since since we've caught up. So I'm loving that you are still moving. I knew you would. I know you're not one to sit around. So I knew
If I work in the stillness. I work in the stillness.
you. So, you guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you've gotten some great information out of this episode. And again, I will have her information in the description below. But thank you, and I will see you guys again real soon. Bye.
Thanks for having me. Aloha.